Welcome to Secrets of a Food Stylist. I'm Ashton Keefe, and today we are going to eat like Italians. We are making my linguine and clams, and the secret ingredient to this is rosé. So it's a rosé linguine and clams. And I am sharing my stylist secrets with you to make the perfect pasta. And the first one is pasta water. The second one is more cheese than what you think. And the third is a really cool twirl that I'm going to show you that you do in restaurants or on sets to make pasta look really gorgeous. So to get started, I've got my water boiling back here. I hope it's boiling back here. And it's boiling back here. I'm gonna salt my pasta water so that it's as salty as the ocean. This is the only opportunity you get to season your pasta, so you wanna do that right away. And I'm using dried linguine. You can use any type of pasta that you want. This is just kind of traditional. So I'm gonna throw a pound of linguine in my pasta. And like I said, my first stylist secret is that pasta water. So we want it to be nice and starchy, and this is gonna help create our beautiful sauce for our linguine and clams. So I'll just mix this up and let that hang out for about 6 or 7 minutes. We want it to be nice and al dente. To get started on our sauce, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna use 4 shallots. So this is actually a fair amount of shallots. We want lots of flavor. These are big shallots. Okay, so we're gonna take the papery outside off my shallots, and I'm just gonna slice these. Make my life easier today. We're also gonna put some garlic in there, and we're using a cool sausage, Njuda, and it's a spreadable salami paste, and you can get it anywhere you get regular sausage. What I like about it is that for pasta, it won't have little crumbles in the pasta. It'll just be nice and smooth and make a great sauce. So you'll see it's like in this tube and it's squishy. So that's gonna get sauteed up with our shallots and our garlic. So like I said, I got 4 shallots right here and a top that's going everywhere. And then let me grab, to make it even, I'll do 4 cloves of garlic. Okay, so I'll just give these a nice smash. I'm not even gonna worry about really chopping these or slicing these because they're just gonna melt into the sausage too. The sausage is a little bit spicy, so if you're somebody that doesn't like spicy food, you can completely get rid of it, or you can get a sweet Italian sausage. But personally, as a food stylist, I like the spreadable salami because it melts really easily into the sauce and you don't have to worry about styling another element. And I think pasta is one of those things that is a stylist's dream to make because it just looks really fun and inviting without having to do anything, as does most Italian cooking. Okay, so my shallot and my garlic, woo, that was potent, are nice and sliced up. I'm gonna turn my saute pan onto medium heat while my eyes water, and I'm gonna add a couple glugs of olive oil. So just around the pan 1 or 2 times. Don't be afraid of olive oil. And I'm gonna add my shallots and my garlic right to the pan. And I'm gonna let this saute for a minute or 2. So like I said, Njuda, you can get it pretty much anywhere now. You can order it on Amazon too. I mean, you can buy a baby on Amazon, so. There we go. And you'll see it's like spreadable paste. That's really cool and delicious. So I'm just gonna squeeze it into my sauce, just like this. And it looks kind of gross, but you know, all in the sake of a beautiful dish. Okay, so that's in there. Give that a toss, and then I'm gonna grab a wooden spoon, and you'll see that this sausage will just start to break up like you break up regular sausage and become the base for this beautiful sauce. Okay, so I'm just giving this a nice stir, give it a little bit of salt, and this salt is gonna help release a lot of the moisture for my shallots. You don't want to add too much. The sausage has already got like a nice saltiness to it. Give that a nice stir. Let's check on our pasta. Break it up a little bit. Sometimes it can clump together. And now we're gonna add just a really fun ingredient. We're gonna use the rosé. So I'm using a rosé from France. You can use a rosé from anywhere. I like the lighter color. Since it's gonna have clams in it, I think it goes really well with the seafood. So I'm using something from Provence. It's a $10 bottle, but it's something I would drink too. And there's not really like a fast and hard rule on how much to add, but I'm gonna add about, I'm gonna say about a 1/4 cup. There. That was like a good pour. That was like a mom pour. Okay, so that's gonna hang out, and we're gonna let our rosé reduce to about half. And what this is gonna do is concentrate all the flavor. Then again, gonna give it a nice shine. And it's gonna marry really well with our seafood. So, now it's time for our clams. We're using little neck clams. I say little neck clams or cockles or New Zealand clams are sometimes called, but we're using 24 of them, and then we're gonna put a lid on top of it, and they're gonna steam and open, and we're gonna toss with our pasta. So this gives us perfect amount of time. Our pasta is almost done, and I'm gonna go to my second stylist secret, which is cheese. My first was the pasta water, which we're gonna use in a second. My second is cheese because, I mean, this is pasta and you need cheese. But I like to set up like a piece of parchment paper on my board, and then I like to grate cheese right onto the piece of parchment so then I can move the parchment right into the back, and you don't have to worry about picking it up off your board and making a mess all over the floor. For somebody who cooks a lot, I'm kind of clumsy, which is not always the best combination. Again, always thinking like a stylist. The cheese is so fine that it melts right into the pasta, and then you don't have to worry about clumps of cheese when you're trying to make a photo look really pretty. But you wanna make sure you have enough cheese, and you probably always need more than what you think. So I'm gonna do 2 cups of it. And you can use Pecorino or Parmesan. I like to actually use a combination, but I can only find Parmesan today at the store, so we're using Parmesan. Okay, that's probably enough. Okay. There's our cheese, but look, you can pick it up and go right, whoa, see, like I told you. You can pick it up and go right to the back of it when we're ready. So how great is that? Okay, so let's check on these clams. You see our clams are nice and open, and you're smelling, I can smell the spiciness of the sausage. It's really beautiful. Just like that. Now what I like to do is I actually take out a few of my clams so that I can top the dish with them. And this is a really technical tool called your hands. So I took out 6, essentially. And what I'm gonna do is just top them so they look really pretty in there. So my clams are open, and now this is where the magic happens. We're gonna use that pasta water. And how Italians really do it is they take it from the pasta, just like this. You'll go straight into here. Don't want to get your shirt messed up. It's always the hardest part for me. Woo. Man down. Okay, I think that's good. If you have a little bit extra, don't worry about it. And now it's time for the cheese, which is tip number 2. I'm just gonna add this. See, look how easy this is. Just like that. And then you can toss that. And then I need that pasta water, so I'm just gonna use a cup. You can use a liquid measuring cup, whatever you have on hand, a wine glass. And then I'm gonna pour the pasta water right over the cheese to melt it. And I'm gonna turn this on. And then I'm just gonna start to toss my linguine, my rosé linguine and clams. Let all that water cook off. And what it's gonna do is create like this nice starchy sauce. It's gonna glisten, be really delicious. Okay, I'm gonna let that cook for a second. And now my last ingredient is parsley for a little bit of green. And I'm gonna give this a nice, nice chop. So I'm using the stems and the leaves. I'm not worried about making it really perfect or pretty because we're just looking for a little color with this. Okay, so I've got about a cup of parsley. It's gonna go right in here. And give this a nice toss. Now you could finish this with butter too. I'm not going to, but it's just an option as well. Okay, so we got a nice stir. And for good measure, I'm gonna do a little bit more salt because you always need a little bit more salt. And that is it. Whoa, heavy, heavy, heavy. Okay, so stylist secret number 1 was that starchy pasta water. Stylist secret number 2 was the parchment and the 2 cups of cheese. And then stylist secret number 3 is what we talked about. a spoon and tongs. These are the two tools that every food stylist I know uses like more than anything, more than their knife. And this is called a coon spoon, and these are tweezers. So what I'm gonna do is actually pick up my pasta just like this. I have salt in my hands, so it's a little tricky. And I'm gonna start to twist my pasta just like this, so it's nice and beautiful. And then I'm gonna place it right in my bowl, just like this. So when you go to an Italian restaurant and you get plated pasta, this is exactly what the chefs in the kitchen are doing. So just go like this. Go. And the goal is to have that little hole at the top, which is my favorite. Get all that pasta. You'll see all this beautiful shiny sauce with the rosé and the sausage and the parsley. Okay, this is the money one. Awesome. Whoop. There we go. Gorgeous. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take all this good juice at the bottom of the pan. You're just gonna ladle it over your pasta, just like this. And again, you don't have to be this fancy with it, but I think it makes a huge difference. Okay, just do a little bit more, just like this. And because we saved all these little clams for the end, you're just gonna nestle them in, just like this. And that is how you style a bowl of pasta like an Italian and like a food stylist, and like somebody who wants to take a bite right now. I hope you enjoy these tips and you use them on your friends and family, because there's no better dish to share with people than pasta.